Hello everybody and welcome back to Felsbrunn Logistics. So we have a very interesting job ahead of us today. Here is the job sheet. So we have to drive over to the dealership to pick up an Oliver crawler tractor. Sounds like a rare thing to me. We're going to be driving the Scania R730 and we're going to be driving from Felsbrunn to PGR Sliwno. Anyway, yes, this is it. We get £580 for the job. This is the truck just here. As you can see, the Scania R730. This is the Mercedes we've been using in the past couple of episodes, but yes, we're back over to a different lorry. So let's jump into it. Let's go and pick up the trailer, which is just over here. Okay, that should be good. And now we have another job sheet. And it says, drive to the dealership, fit the secondary container to the skeleton frame trailer, and then load up the Oliver crawler with a forklift. Okay, well, I'm not going to argue. That sounds interesting. I'm hoping it's on a pallet. Loading up a tractor with a forklift doesn't sound something like you do all the time. Maybe it's just a very unusual situation where the tractor doesn't work or something. We'll see. In fact, I'm going to go right out of here. I think that would be far more interesting than going our usual way. It does actually meet up, and it's actually probably exactly the same distance and the same time, so it's fine. In fact, it's a much better way going this way because we get to see the water, and also there are some different things to see, such as, well, off the top of my head, I think there is a play area, like a park or something, some different fields. Some slow cars, as always. Got some boats. Yep, so there's a field. Pretty sure there is some kind of play area just over here. I must remember to turn, though. Yep, there we go. Little, yeah, for playing football. Right, so the dealership is somewhere over there. I don't think I'm far enough up the street. Really good view though. Very good view. There's the bridge in front of us. So yes, it must just be over here. Yeah, so basically we're going to be picking up this Oliver crawler tractor, which is by AW Modding. We're currently driving the Scania R730 by Apollo, and our destination is PGR Sliwno. So, yes, here is the dealership, as you can see. I don't know exactly how we're going to be reversing it, depends where things are. Alright, so we've got the tractor and the forklift there, and also the container just over there. So, it's going to depend which side the doors are on that container. So let's just jump out, let's be a bit proactive. The doors are on this side, so if we back up, they're going to be on the wrong side. So we're going to have to reverse into the yard, or we could just possibly swing round in here, which would be much easier instead of reversing out onto a busy road. There we go. Right. So hopefully things go to plan here. We are going to have to move the trailer back a bit since it is going to be going to the front of the trailer. So if we just sort things out here, very gradually drive forward. There we go. We've got a bit more space. So that should make loading the container far easier. So we'll do that first, then we have, yeah, this very interesting looking tractor. It's the Oliver, which I'm guessing does not work, since otherwise it wouldn't be being picked up by a forklift. But it looks very good. Very good indeed. Right. Let's see if I can remember how to drive this thing. I do enjoy doing this because it's a very satisfying job. Picking up all this weight with just the touch of a button. So I'm really hoping I am going to be able to fit it into there with the other container already attached. The tractor is supposed to be going into the rear container anyway, so really, I don't know what this one's for. It must just be other products being shipped out, I would imagine. So yeah, let's just boom out a bit and make it much easier. Far better visibility. That looks close enough to me, so let's drop it off. And we need to make sure everything's locked on. Right, so there's the tractor, mustn't run over it. The part's back over here. And we need to put it into the rear container. You would have thought they'd have said put it into the container which was on the ground, because otherwise it means picking it up with a forklift, whereas before we could have just literally driven it into there. I better turn the beacon off, otherwise I'm going to be very popular around here. The next driver will have a flat battery. Yep, so we have to lift the tractor with a forklift without ramps into the back of this container here, which I think is empty. That one must be full. Must be the reason why. But if all else fails, if we can't do that, because I really don't want to damage it, we'll have to take the rear container off and then load it up on the ground, which just, it seems like the obvious way of doing it anyway, but I've been told to load it with a forklift, so that's what we're going to have to try and do. I think, how much traffic is there? Yeah, try and get rid of any traffic, and we'll back up to it. Also, hopefully it's not too wide, because that is quite a wide tractor. It looks incredibly wide, actually. There we go. Actually, yeah, that's not too bad. Right, so without crashing into it, let's open up these doors on the container, and yep, as you can see, it is totally empty. So I think we're in an okay place. I might have to just adjust it slightly, and then it'll be time. Quite a bit of manoeuvring is involved. There we go, it would be easier if it just had some ramps. And here goes, into the forklift. So, lifting underneath here, onto the rear axle. And it's off the ground, look at that. It's in fact pivoting on its rear axle. Or pretty much only axle. It does have some kind of support on the front, but it's a very interesting thing. It's like I say, if this can't reach high enough for something, we're just going to have to go back to the more sensible method of doing it on the ground. But we'll see how we go. It is actually in, but the exhaust pipe might have to just be taken off, possibly. Yeah, that's actually doing really well. Got to persuade it a bit further in, and all will be good. There we go. Great. Very professional. Right, well, I'm going to say that is in. It looks to be fully in, so we're going to put this down, turn the engine off, and take a look at that. Look at that. It's made to measure. There's a couple of millimetres on this side, nothing on this side actually. So that really is as tight as it gets, I would say. So, let's fold up the, well, we'll close the doors, and then we're going to head off. Okay. Right, we'll turn those hazards off, and the way we have to go from here is this way, and we turn left. So yeah, it's past the port, the northern port, and then we might be dropping off one of these containers on the way, possibly, so I'm not too sure. But anyway, yeah, we're off to our destination, and hopefully the customer is happy with the tractor. I don't know how it's going to be unloaded, but we're going to find out. So it's quite a long drive, it's a few hundred miles, but this seems like a fairly capable truck, very powerful. Very powerful. And nice too. It's well kitted out. We have all the things we need in here. So we're now saying goodbye to Felsbrunn. Just gets a bit narrow through here. And yeah, I'll see you on the other side in a few hundred miles and many hours later. Well, here we are, feeling slightly out of place. I would say we're a bit too big for this area, But yes, I have been told, unfortunately, that the destination is somewhere very muddy. And really, this vehicle and mud, they don't really mix. So this is going to be fun. I can only go in so far into the muddy area, into a forest. So if it just feels like we shouldn't go any further, we're not going to. Because if we do, we're going to get stuck, which will be no fun at all. So they're just going to have to unload it wherever we get to. I think we'll go as far as we can do. And then, yes, they'll just have to lift it off. I'm told that they're going to be doing it with a wheel loader. So hopefully, yeah, that can come to us anyway. Now, if you're interested in seeing exactly where we're going to, I'll just pull over here so you can see the map. Just put the hazards on. I think we're off the road. Yep. Okay. So as you can see, we are the flashing icon, and we have to go to the circle. And I think you can probably tell anyway from the map that it is very muddy. It looks muddy. It is a forest. So we're almost there. It is just around the corner. But we might not be almost there, if that makes any sense, because we may be about to get stuck. Let's continue. Oh, I think that is a lorry about to overtake. In its own time. Come on, in your own time. Come on, there you are. You've made it. Now there is a much slower vehicle. Oh, and another slow vehicle behind. Oh, it's another lorry, I didn't realise. It is the Cement Mixer Brigade. What do we have next? A cement mixer? Yes, we do. We have a third cement mixer. Let's go. Let's follow the procession of cement. They must be going to some kind of cement celebration party or something. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, indicating to go around a bend. Very nice. I could do the same. Look at that. I reckon I could join this group of people. They seem to know what they're doing. Yep, I'm going to overtake them because they are really weird drivers. But this place is beautiful. Very nice. Right, I would overtake the third one, but I'm not going to be able to, since there is a bend just here. Great, getting stuck behind them. Oh, it looks like it narrows quite a bit. There's also a train track. Level crossing. Just over there. And my destination must be really close. I mustn't go too fast. Is it there? Oh, I think it is just here. Well, they weren't joking when they told me it was muddy. Muddy and bumpy would have been a better description, but muddy will do. Oh, this is much wetter than I was expecting. It really is not the right vehicle for this. I was actually interested at the beginning to see why we had those Nokian tyres on the trailer, and I think I know why now. We could really do them on the tractor unit as well, but unfortunately they haven't fitted them. It's very wet on the surface, but it would appear that it is drier further down. It's much harder ground, because otherwise we'd be sinking right in. But yeah, it's more like spin tyres the game this than my trucking in Farming Simulator. Oh no! Oh, I should have seen that coming. Yeah, these places, you don't take lorries to them. I don't even know where the destination is. Somewhere miles down here. I have to keep trying to get out. Hopefully it is going to work. Backing up seems to be doing something. Backing up was doing something. Driving forwards is just about doing something as well. Come on. Yes. I'm going to pull into the rut. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't be going so far in. Well, I've managed to free that amazingly. Look how muddy it is around here. Right, this is quite a good opening. There is actually a wheel-loaded park just over there, so if I can park on the hardest standing area just here, I'm going to go and look into it, see if that is the wheel loader we're going to be using. Of course, if it is, then we're going to have to get it over here and unload it. But yeah, let's just go and look into it first of all. Of course, we have to cross some more water to get to it. It's actually a pond. I think it's a pond, yeah. So I definitely do not want to be bringing the lorry over here. Yeah, this is more capable. This is much more capable of driving in the mud. So this is what we can use instead of risking it. But it's really good this is here, because if we do get stuck with the lorry, I can just attach a chain to the front of it and hopefully pull it out in theory. Right. So I just need to first of all unlock all the pins. Just load it spot on into there. And there we go. So that is now attached. Now hopefully our very valuable cargo is still intact. I have no idea where they want it, but I think the best thing to do would be to put it where we got it from. I would imagine just over there is going to be the safest option. So it means crossing this very muddy, wet area. Then again, putting it anywhere around here would mean crossing a very muddy, wet area. So yeah, oh wow, that is sloppy and heavy. Crikey. Right, I'm just going to park it over here. Obviously, they're in the machine, so they can put it wherever they want from there. They're keeping the container. It'll be picked up another time. But I just need to make sure that the tractor has made it in one piece. Hopefully, it has done. To be fair, it wasn't too rough. It was more muddy than anything else. Let's open it up and take a look. Yeah, that looks alright. That looks very good. Yeah, I could never find a way to turn the light off, so that's been on the whole time, but yes, it has a good battery. Well, there we go. It's been delivered, amazingly. Which means we do get paid £580. Nice. So we now have £2,080 in total. Pretty good. And I'm just wondering if there is space to turn around down here. That's the problem with trees. They're usually fairly close together and there's nowhere to actually reverse. I still can't believe that this has actually got that. Is that an old train tunnel through there? An abandoned train tunnel? Just, I can see through the trees. Wow. That's almost spooky, that. Wow. Full of secrets. Oh, it's not abandoned. That is actually the main line. Just a very old looking tunnel. I'm surprised there's no... Yeah. No barriers or anything. Anyway, let's get out of here. Try and back out. We'll put the hazards on, but it's pointless because nobody's around at all. So I suppose back around the corner into the mud. It's a very fitting place. And there we go. So, yep, let's just hope we can get back out of here as well in one piece. If we can do, great. If not, yeah, it's going to be fun. Luckily, though, it might help us because we've got less weight on the back of the trailer, and the weight on the front of the trailer is obviously putting the weight on the drive wheels. So that might be in our favour, possibly. It doesn't, however, stop us from being incredibly rough. I guess I could slow down, but then again I might lose momentum and get stuck, which I really do not want to do. We have to do more jobs in the future. We can't end here. Yeah, that seems to be the worst of it. Nice. Right, so I don't want to speak too soon, but thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.